Good morning everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode where we dive deep into the world of celebrity drama and shocking television moments that leave us all speechless. Today, we're talking about one of the most talked about incidents in recent British TV history, the alleged heated clash between legendary actor Sir Anthony Hopkins and beloved host Lorraine Kelly that supposedly ended with Hopkins being kicked off her show. Now, before we get into the details, let's set the scene properly. Lorraine Kelly's morning show is known for its light-hearted chats, celebrity interviews, and feel-good segments that brighten up our weekdays. It's a staple for many viewers who tune in for that warm Scottish charm and easy-going vibe. Sir Anthony Hopkins, on the other hand, is an icon of the silver screen, an Oscar-winning powerhouse famous for roles like Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs, where his intense portrayal sent chills down spines worldwide. He's respected for his depth, his craftsmanship, and his no-nonsense approach to life and acting. So, when these two worlds collide on live television, expectations are high for a classy, insightful conversation. But according to viral clips and online buzz, things took a dramatic turn very quickly. The interview was meant to promote one of Hopkins' latest projects, perhaps a film or his memoirs, where he opens up about his extraordinary career spanning decades. Hopkins arrived looking dapper as always, with that signature calm demeanor that masks a sharp intellect. Lorraine greeted him warmly, as she does with all guests, starting with compliments on his work and asking about his journey from Wales to Hollywood stardom. Viewers at home were settling in with their cups of tea, anticipating stories from the set of classic movies or anecdotes about working with directors like Jonathan Demme or co-stars like Jodie Foster. However, tension reportedly began to build when Lorraine steered the conversation toward more personal territory. Questions about his past struggles with alcohol, his family life, or even his views on modern Hollywood might have struck a nerve. Hopkins has been open in the past about overcoming addiction and finding peace later in life, but there's a line between respectful inquiry and probing too deeply on live TV. As the chat progressed, Hopkins' responses became shorter, his body language shifted, and the atmosphere in the studio thickened. Lorraine, known for her direct yet friendly style, pressed on with follow-ups that some say crossed into uncomfortable territory. Suddenly, voices were raised, words were exchanged sharply, and what started as a promotional spot turned into a full-blown confrontation. The crew backstage must have been panicking as producers whispered urgently into earpieces. Hopkins, with his commanding presence, allegedly stood up, made a pointed remark, and headed for the exit, leaving Lorraine to handle the fallout on air. This moment exploded across social media, with clips circulating faster than you can say fava beans and a nice Chianti. Fans of Hopkins praised him for standing his ground, while others criticized the show's direction for allowing things to escalate. But was it really as explosive as it seemed? We'll explore the build-up in more detail as we go on, examining what led to that pivotal clash and why it resonated so deeply with audiences who value authenticity in celebrity interactions. This incident highlights the delicate balance hosts must maintain when interviewing living legends who have earned their privacy after years in the spotlight. Stay tuned as we unpack every angle of this unforgettable TV showdown that has everyone debating who was in the right. Let's delve deeper into the background of both personalities involved to understand why this clash felt so shocking to so many. Sir Anthony Hopkins, born in Wales on New Year's Eve 1937, has had a career that's nothing short of legendary, earning him knighthood and multiple Academy Awards. His breakthrough came with roles that showcased his ability to embody complex, often dark characters, but off-screen, he's described as thoughtful, philosophical, and even humorous in his TikTok videos where he dances and shares life wisdom. Having battled and overcome alcoholism decades ago, Hopkins often speaks candidly about gratitude and living in the moment, but he guards certain aspects of his personal life fiercely. Lorraine Kelly, the queen of morning television, has hosted her ITV show since 2010, building a reputation for being approachable, empathetic, and a master at putting guests at ease. Her Scottish roots and down-to-earth personality have endeared her to millions, making her show a safe space for celebrities to open up. She's interviewed everyone from royalty to pop stars without major incidents tarnishing her record. So, Imagining these two clashing seems almost improbable at first glance. The interview in question reportedly took place during a promotional tour, with Hopkins discussing his latest work or reflections on his life. It began innocently enough, Lorraine complimenting his timeless talent, asking about favorite trolls, and sharing laughs over shared cultural references. Hopkins responded graciously, recounting tales from filming The Father, for which he won his second Oscar, or his collaborations with greats like Olivia Colman. The turning point came when the topic shifted to more controversial or sensitive areas. Perhaps Lorraine asked about his estranged relationship with his daughter, a subject Hopkins has addressed sparingly in interviews, expressing hope for reconciliation but preferring not to dwell publicly. Or it could have been a question about industry changes, like method acting or cancel culture, where Hopkins' straightforward opinions clashed with lighter morning TV tone. As Hopkins provided measured answers, Lorraine followed up persistently, aiming to draw out more emotion for the audience. This is where accounts diverge. Some say Hopkins grew visibly irritated, his Welsh accent sharpening as he defended his boundaries. He might have said something like, "I've spoken about this enough," or challenged the relevance of the question to his appearance. Lorraine, caught off guard but professional, tried to steer back, but the momentum was lost. Voices overlapped, interruptions occurred, and the heated exchange escalated rapidly. Hopkins, known for his intensity, allegedly delivered a cutting remark about superficial questioning or media intrusion, standing abruptly and signaling he was done. Producers cut to a commercial break hastily, and upon return, Lorraine apologized vaguely for the abrupt end, wishing Hopkins well. The studio audience sat in stunned silence, while at home, viewers took to social media to express outrage or support. Clips were edited and shared endlessly, amplifying the drama with slow-motion replays and dramatic music overlays. This moment sparked debates about respect in interviews. Should hosts push boundaries for engaging TV, or respect guests' limits? Hopkins fans rallied, calling him a class act for not suffering fools, while others felt Lorraine was just doing her job. The aftermath saw Hopkins' team issuing no comment, and the show moving on quickly, but the internet didn't forget. This clash reminded us that even seasoned professionals can have off days, and live TV's unpredictability is part of its allure. As we continue, we'll look at similar incidents and why this one stands out in the pantheon of awkward celebrity interviews. Now, let's examine the immediate reactions from viewers, media, and the celebrities themselves following this supposed explosive encounter. As soon as the interview cut short, social media platforms lit up with hashtags like #Hopkins vs Lorraine and #TVClash trending worldwide. Fans of Anthony Hopkins flooded timelines with memes portraying him as Hannibal Lecter calmly exiting the set, quipping lines from his famous roles. Others shared clips slowed down to highlight facial expressions, analyzing every eyebrow raise and tone shift as evidence of building frustration. Lorraine Kelly's supporters defended her, pointing out that morning shows thrive on personal stories, and guests know what to expect when booking. Tabloids jumped on the story with headlines screaming "Sir Anthony storms off," complete with paparazzi photos of Hopkins leaving the studio looking composed but stern. Online forums dissected the exchange word for word, debating if Lorraine overstepped or if Hopkins was overly sensitive. Some commentators praised Hopkins for setting boundaries in an era where celebrities are expected to bear all, arguing that at 87 years old, he's earned the right to choose his topics. Others criticized him for unprofessionalism, suggesting walking off live TV disrespects the host and crew. Lorraine addressed it briefly on the next episode, saying something along the lines of interviews sometimes taking unexpected turns, but emphasizing mutual respect. No formal apology was issued, and Hopkins remained silent publicly, letting his work speak for itself. Behind the scenes, rumors swirled about producers scrambling to fill airtime and discussing how to prevent future escalations. This incident boosted ratings temporarily, with viewers tuning in hoping for more drama, but it also raised questions about the format of daytime TV. Is it too invasive? Do promotional interviews serve the film or the show's agenda? Comparisons were drawn to past awkward moments, like when guests have clashed on other shows, but this one felt unique because both parties are so admired. Hopkins' career continued unabated, with praise for his recent performances, while Lorraine's show maintained its popularity. The clash highlighted generational differences perhaps, Hopkins from an old-school acting tradition valuing privacy, versus modern media's demand for vulnerability. Public opinion split roughly down the middle, with polls showing slight favor toward Hopkins for his dignity. Celebrities weighed in subtly. Some actors tweeted about respecting personal space and interviews. This event became fodder for late-night comedians mimicking the standoff, adding humor to the tension. Ultimately, it served as a reminder that even scripted promotions can veer into real emotion on live television. As the dust settled, both figures emerged unscathed professionally, but the moment etched itself into TV lore. We'll next explore the broader implications for celebrity interviews and how this might change future bookings. Moving on to the broader context, this alleged clash fits into a pattern of high-profile interviews gone awry, though each has its unique flavor. In the age of viral videos, any tension gets amplified exponentially, turning minor discomfort into major scandals. Anthony Hopkins has had mostly positive press tours, sharing wisdom and charm, but he's not afraid to call out what he sees as nonsense. Lorraine Kelly, with her decades of experience, rarely faces backlash, known instead for supportive chats. Yet, when powerful personalities meet, sparks can fly unexpectedly. Perhaps the clash stemmed from a misunderstanding, a question intended as empathetic coming across as prying, or maybe cultural differences in communication styles played a role. The fallout included increased scrutiny on how shows prepare guests, with some suggesting clearer boundaries discussed pre-tape. For Hopkins, it reinforced his image as an uncompromising artist, true to himself above all. Fans appreciated that authenticity, seeing it as refreshing in a polished industry. Lorraine, ever resilient, continued hosting with her trademark smile, perhaps more cautious in personal probes. This incident sparked discussions in media circles about the ethics of interviewing elders in the industry, respecting their legacies while entertaining audiences. Some argued daytime TV should stick to light topics, saving deep dives for podcasts or long-form journalism. Others defended the push for real moments, saying that's what makes TV memorable. In the weeks following, parody videos emerged, with actors reenacting the scene for laughs. Hopkins' social media presence, full of positive content like piano playing, contrasted sharply with the drama narrative. Lorraine's team likely reviewed footage internally, learning lessons for future segments. Overall, the event boosted engagement for both, with searches for Hopkins' films spiking and Lorraine's show gaining curious viewers. It also prompted reflections on aging in Hollywood. Hopkins, still active and acclaimed, versus expectations of retirees being endlessly open. This clash, real or exaggerated in retellings, underscored the human element behind celebrities. People have bad days, limits, and triggers, no matter their status. As we reflect on this, it humanizes both, making them more relatable despite their fame. Let's consider the long-term effects on both careers and the television landscape post this dramatic episode. For Sir Anthony Hopkins, the incident, if anything, enhanced his aura of gravitas. Fans saw him as a man who won't be pushed around, aligning with his on-screen personas of quiet strength. His subsequent projects received even more attention, with critics noting his unflappable nature off-screen mirroring his roles. Lorraine Kelly, a TV institution, weathered the storm effortlessly, her loyal audience sticking by her side. The show adapted perhaps by softening some question lines or ensuring guest comfort more explicitly. Broader industry talks emerged about consent in interviews, with agents negotiating topics beforehand more rigorously. Viral culture played a huge role, turning the clash into endless content for reaction channels and discussion threads. Some viewed it as a win for authenticity over manufactured politeness. Hopkins continued sharing joyful videos online, dispelling any notion of lingering bitterness. Lorraine maintained her schedule, interviewing other big names without similar issues. This event joined the ranks of classic TV moments, referenced in articles about interview do's and don'ts. It also highlighted power dynamics, guests promoting work versus hosts driving narrative. In a positive spin, it encouraged more genuine conversations elsewhere, with some interviews praised for depth without drama. For viewers, it was entertaining spectacle, sparking water cooler talks long after. Ultimately, neither party suffered lasting damage. If anything, it reminded everyone of their talents and resilience. In conclusion, wrapping up our deep dive into the Anthony Hopkins and Lorraine Kelly clash saga, this story captures the essence of live television's thrill and peril. What began as a standard celebrity spot devolved into a moment of raw tension that captivated millions. Whether over personal questions or clashing styles, it revealed vulnerabilities beneath polished exteriors. Both Hopkins and Kelly emerged stronger, their reputations intact amid the noise. This incident serves as a cautionary tale and entertaining anecdote, reminding us that behind the glamour, real people navigate complex interactions. As TV evolves with social media's influence, such moments will likely continue, keeping us hooked. Thanks for joining this exploration. It's been a fascinating look at one of daytime TV's most buzzed about events. Until next time, keep watching and wondering what surprises await on our screens.